So let us start. So what I have done. So this is a. So can anyone tell me one more time whether the screen is visible clearly? Pooja, is it visible?
Yes, we can see. Yeah, I
Okay.
can see your screen.
So let me create a new project. So we are working with Maven. So I will create a Maven project. So if I click this, and we will work on this Amazon website for our framework. So let me open this website as well. So click on next, and here you have to type Maven. So let me choose this one. So I will provide one group ID, so it can be any name. So framework. So after once it will create the project, so I have put with the TestNG framework as well as Selenium. So let me go to this site and get the Selenium jar file. So we can use it in our project. So if somehow my video got stuck, please let me know because we are facing this issue many times. My screen is paused sometimes. So let me know if it happens. So after I created project, I open this and in our POM.xml, I will do the same thing in dependencies parent tag. I will provide Selenium jar file. Selenium dependency. So if it will open, so here if you come down, I will remove this. I do not require this one. And inside this, I will provide Selenium. So I provided the Selenium dependency. Along with that, I will test it. So let me write testng as well. So I will choose the latest version. Copy this and place it here inside the dependencies tab. Save the project. So it has created the project. And if I this, I delete this. It is not required. So I will get one class, or you can say one package I create. That package will have all my test cases. So I will give the name as test cases. And in the source main Java, I will create one new you can say package. And here I will create my page object. So we have already discussed how we can create the page object and why it is required. So let me give the package name as object repository. Give me a minute, guys. So after that, I will, if I am working on this Amazon website for my framework, first we will create the page object. Or let's do one thing. Let me delete this file by default you will get all the things here. So I will remove everything from here and I will create my own. So if you remember earlier we have also done the same. I will go to this website and I will download one. Let me download from here. So I will write Maven, this one. So this we have already covered in the Maven lecture. Again, I am doing the same thing so that we can run our test case with the help of Maven. So I will copy this plugin and I will paste it here. Here I will paste inside the build tab. So save the project. And if you remember, with the help of Maven as well, we can take our Chrome driver without using system.set property. So I will download this WebDriver Manager as well. WebDriver Manager Maven. So that will also help us to run our Selenium test case without any system.set property. So copy this dependency and place it here. Save the Java. I will create one class which is our base class. So what are all the methods which we will require again and again? I will define all the methods in our base class. So let me give the class name as base. So after giving this class name, which is we are calling it base, we will write all the methods which we require, which we using it again and again. So this is our base class. Let me make it big. And here I will define few methods. Like one of the method is so public static. Static I am defining so that I do not need to create the object. Static initialize driver. So which means any of the test case, if it wants to invoke the Chrome driver, it will simply call this method. That's why I am defining it here. And one more thing, let us bring one more concept. So what is the error? Okay, so I change it. Let us define one property file. So what is this property file? If I click on new and if I come to file, so if I say data dot is, so this I'm saying this I'm creating one file with this dot properties, and in this file I will define, suppose I want to run my test case on Chrome. So I will say browser equals to Chrome. So what I will do, I will try to fetch this value from this properties file. So what will happen if you see here? First of all, I will create the object of properties class. So I will create the object like this. Equals to new properties. So I will create the object and I will create one more file which is input equals to new file input. And here I will provide the path of this file, because file input stream is one class in Java that will help us to read this file. That will help us in reading this properties file. So I will provide the path here. So here I have provided the path. So now let me import the package. So it should be capital S and small t. So if I am providing the properties file path, now the object knows, this FIS object knows where this file is located. So it is present. And I provide this object here as well. Let me first save it. save it. Okay, so we have to import the properties file. And if I say prop, this object will give you one method which is load. And here I will simply pass this object. So what will happen? This object knows where the file is located, and now this object is also knowing where this file is located. And now this object will give you one method so that you can read this properties file. So first let me throw the add post declaration. Yeah, so error gone. And after that, if I say prop.get, so if I want to get which property I want to get, I want to get this property which is browser on the left hand side. So if I say browser, so I will capture that in one variable. So I will say string browser. And after that, what I will do once I will get all the what I will do after this I will import it. Suppose even if I change it to Firefox, suppose in future I will change it to Firefox. Now inside this base class at a runtime, what is the value you will get? You will get Firefox. And after that I will put one if else condition. If browser dot equals, suppose I am saying it is equals to Chrome, then I will put one condition. If I say else browser equals, if I say Firefox, so let me say else and else if browser will equals to, so I can define many browsers here. Let me take only 3 as of now. Let me say it is Opera Mini, right? Similarly, you can define it for Mozilla as well, right? So inside this, that I will write the code that will invoke our browser. So with the help of WebDriver Manager, the how we can do WebDriver Manager, WebDriver Manager dot Chrome driver dot setup, and here I will say WebDriver driver equals to new Chrome driver, and here as well, if I come down WebDriver Manager dot, it is Firefox, so I will say Firefox driver dot setup, and here I will say again the same line. So let me do one thing. I will create the object, this variable outside the class, and let me define it static as well. So let me say it as of now it is null, or let me give like this. So now what I will do, instead of defining like this, I will do like this: driver equals to new Chrome driver. Okay, so let me. Okay, so it should be public. Okay, so what is the? Okay, so static should be here, and import the package. And here, if I want to run it on Chrome browser, this condition should match. And if it wants to run on Firefox, I will say it should be driver equals to new Firefox driver. Similarly, you can do it for the other browser which we have defined here. So import this. Similarly for Opera as well you can do. So why we are doing this? So suppose I want to run all the test case on the Chrome browser. So what I've done, so let me first, some errors are coming. So let me update the project, right click, give an update project, so that error will go away. Okay, so what is the error? Okay, now no error is here. So after that, once any of the condition will match, I will simply say driver dot, I will here I am just going to maximize my window, maximize, and here after that I will say I will put one implicit wait of 10 seconds. Manage dot timeouts dot, and here I will say 10. So I am providing global wait of 10 seconds. So what is the error now? Okay, so it should be like that. And after that, I'm saying return the driver object. Return the driver object. So it will say you to change the return type to WebDriver. So if you come here now, this is the base class. And if I suppose if I'm creating one test case here, let me say test case number. I will say Amazon home test. So make sure to put this test after each and every test case. This we have already discussed. Otherwise, Maven will not recognize your test case. So now I will click on finish. And what I will do, I will use now inheritance concept here. So I will say extends base. So if I do like this, if I'm using inheritance concept, so this method which we have created here, which we have created here, now we can call this method here only, right? So how we can call? Let me say let me create one test case, public void Amazon test case number 1, and let me create one more public WebDriver. So let me give different name this time. I will say Amazon test case number 1. It is driver. So like that I will give the name. So import the package. Import here as well. And I will copy this. Okay, so if you see here, this method is now also available here. This method which we have created now is also applicable here as well. Here as well. So if I just provide like this, it will simply call the method, right? And once it will return me the driver. So add source declaration. So once this method will invoke, you are going to get one driver object, because you can see here after this I'm just saying return the driver. So that driver will be captured here in this left hand side variable. And if after that if I say, so let me also create it static so that it will be created only once. And if I say now this one, so I will debug it after that driver dot get. So what I want to hit the URL, I want to hit this particular URL, which is, if I copy this and place it here, save the file. So let me debug the program how it is working. And if I put one debugger here, breakpoint here, and after that this. Now I will run my save the file. So debug as one test ng test, right? So let us see what will happen. So we should stop here at this point. So click on switch. So now you can see we are here. So once this method will be called, this method is available here in our base class. This is the method. So now once I will click this button, you will see that you will come here at line number 20. So if I click this, now you can see you are here. Now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to read my properties file. So if you see this, what is the property file have? Property file browser equals to Firefox. Now if I just keep on running the program, you can see. So now I want to get the browser. So on the left hand side, let us see what is the output. You can see browser equals to Firefox. So now will this condition will match? No, condition false. We will again come to next block. Now condition true, we will go inside. Now these two lines will simply invoke our browser, right? So if you see this, so in future, if you want to run your test case on Chrome browser, go here and change it to Chrome. So it will be reflected at each and every point. You do not need to change the code, just change here. So this is the reason I have created the properties file, and it is taking some time. You can see it has started to run. So I think it got stuck. Okay, so after that you will see if I execute this line, Firefox browser will open. You can see Firefox is started to run. After a few seconds, it should invoke the browser. Okay, so you can see Firefox browser open. So as of now, we have not hit any URL, so it is empty. After that, you can see we should stop here, because after this block, after this line, I put one. This condition will not be checked again, right? So these two lines will execute. After that, if I click it, now you can see first line will execute, and you can see it will maximize. So I think by default it is in maximize mode. Then 10 seconds wait I'm putting, and after the 10 seconds wait, and after the time saying return the driver object. So this driver will have the reference of our Firefox browser which got opened. Same driver I am returning it to my this class variable, left hand side variable, right? As of now it is null, but once it will return the driver from the method, you can see on the left hand side the same driver we got. And now if I say this is our driver dot get, now it will invoke our you can say website. So till now it is clear to everyone how we are doing.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so after that this will terminate, because after that no code is I have defined here. So these are the methods which will invoke after that. So click on like this and okay, so if I come here again, so let me change it to Chrome, so that our test case will run on Chrome browser as of now. And here, if I come, what I will do now, I will first create the page object. This I want to show only. Now after that, we will create some page object. So in our this, I will create one page object name Amazon Home. This I will create, and so first I want to enter some data into the text box. So this is our text box. So this is the ID. So what can be the CSS? CSS can be hash ID, right? So this is our CSS. So now in our page object, this is our page object. If you remember, last weekend we have also discussed the page object. So I have created one constructor there, so that we can initialize our driver object. So this is our constructor, and after that I can say by. You can say text box by dot CSS selector. This is our CSS. Now we identified the what is the CSS. It should be hash ID. It should be hash ID, and let me create one WebDriver object. Sorry, WebDriver variable. So I'm just doing the same steps which we have seen last weekend. so that we can initialize our driver. So if I say driver equals to driver, that will confuse. So because this local name is same and as well as class name. So if I say this dot, now you can see. Now ambiguity resolved. Defining words because it is not returning me anything. So once I will call this constructor from our test case, driver will fall here. I will debug it one more time if you want. So after that, after defining the variable, I will create public method. So I will say public void text box. So I will say return driver dot find element. Here I will write text box. So import change the method return type to web element, right? So again the same thing. Now what I will do, I want to enter some data into our text box. So this is our test case number 1. If I open this, so here after that I want to enter some data. So locators I have defined in our page object, Amazon. I will create the object. Equals to new, and here I will pass the driver object. So what is our driver here as of now? It is this. Copy this and place it here. If you do not place it, if you do not define like that, you will get null pointer exception. So the spelling is different, I think. So copy this and I have created the object. Now if I say I think spelling should be same. Spelling should be same because it is a constructor. And after that, error should go away. Okay, so what is the mistake? Let me check. So because it is a constructor, so it will not have any return type, right? So if I remove this, then only it will be called as a constructor. Otherwise, it will become a method. So now you can say error gone. So if I debug this program, after that, if I say Amazon dot, here you will see one method which we have created, textbox dot send keys washing machine. So if I run this program, simply I will debug it again. So I will debug from this point. And I will put a breakpoint here. And I will simply run the program. So right click debug as test ng test. So this we have already seen. So let me run it directly. So this time we are working on Chrome browser. So Chrome browser should open. You can say Chrome driver because I've changed the data.properties key value. So let me close this Firefox. Okay, so it opened. Now browser will be maximized. And we will see. Okay, so I think debugger has breakpoint occur. So it will pause. So now you can see we are on this line, right? And now I'm passing this driver object to the page object file. The reason why we are passing is because as of now you will see this will do not have any definition, like it is null. So if we do not pass it, how this will work, right? If it do not have any object reference of driver, then how it will work? So this is the reason first driver will be caught here and I'm passing this value to left hand side. So you will see after that this will receive the value. So it is important to run this. Now we see. Now if you will call this method, it will run easily. That is not an issue. So after that, if I call the next line, this one, you can say now this is our CSS. Now this is our driver object. So it will simply return me the web element. And to that web element, I'm sending some data, which is washing machine. So now click this. It should send the washing machine here, right? So is it clear to everyone? Okay, I hope it is clear. So what after that we have to do? So let me again stop this. So this is our suppose first test case, right? So likewise, there can be one other test case if I want to run. So
Sumit, one doubt.
yeah,
So that initialize driver, right?
which one?
The initialize driver method.
Yeah,
We are just calling it like that, like from which class is that?
see, this is our base class where this method is present. This one, this is the
Okay.
class. As I'm using inheritance concept, I am able to call the method like this. Simply writing it in our other class. If I remove the inheritance, that will not work. If you want to see, if I remove this, it should throw an error. So now it has started to throw the error, but we are using
Yeah.
inheritance, so simply we can call like this. And once it will be called, it will return me the driver object. So I'm catching it to the to this class variable, right?
Okay, got it.
So after that, let me create one more test case. So for that test case, let me open one URL, which is uh, if I say click this, or let me click this. Now I will copy this URL. So this is create account page, right? So for the create account page, so for the create account page, I will. So what is the error? Save the. Okay, so in our object repository class, there is one more class which is Amazon create account, right? So same thing, I will copy this whole line from here to here. So here I will say this one, and here instead of text box, yeah, here we also have the text box. So I will inspect it. I want to enter some data. So so this is the ID. So let us check whether this is unique hash ID. So this is correct. So it is your name. So what is the variable name I will give? Let me give the your name as the variable. Your name. My.css selector. Enter your name. Right. So after once we have created this method, I will write this here. Similarly, I will create one more, which is for email. So if you see, I want to enter some email here. Or let us take email only. So type equals to email, or we can choose the ID. I think this is unique hash this, right? So again for email, I will say by email by dot css selector hash ID. So now this is again for the email. So for the email, public web element, you can say enter email, and here I will say return not find element, using email, right? So now same step, if I want to create one test case, I will say create account test. So this is my test case name. And here as well. So let us do one thing. Let us not define this here. I will do one thing. If you remember, we have discussed one annotation, which is before class. That is a public void invoke browser. So some name I am giving. So this will run before this class only. So that we have called in test ng. So this is our test case. This is other thing which is that will run before this. So what I will do, I will carefully copy these two lines, only this line, and place it here. So import it. And once this test case will be over, I want to simply close the browser. So for closing the browser, I will use one more annotation which is after class public void. You'll say quit the browser. Otherwise, if you have so many test cases, all the browsers will remain open. So it is our responsibility to close the browser once our test case will finish. So I will simply say driver.close. So this we have done. After that, in the same way, if I copy this, if I copy it from here to here, create account test, I will simply copy paste, and this method will remain the same. So here you can see, if I'm not using inheritance, I will not be able to call that method. And here you can see it should. So let me give some other name like Amazon test case number 2. Here we are having test case number 2. So import the package. And after that, this is our test case number 2. And here this is our same other variable. But here the URL will be different. So what is the URL? This is the URL. Copy the URL and paste it here. So that will open the other website. Same website is same, but the web page is different. So again, we have to do one thing. Invoke this. If we are creating the object of this class, Amazon create account. So we have to first create the object. Create the object. Pass a WebDriver object. This is our test case number 2. And import the package. This is spelling is different. So let me copy this. And here I will say Amazon dot. This time I want to send data in Amazon dot. Enter your email. If I want to enter email for send keys, I will say some dummy email like right. This is one email I have given. And after email, I want to also enter some name. Dot enter your name. This we have created in our page object. The name is like Sumit, right? Again, we are using before class and after class. So once your control comes here, it will identify that there is one annotation before class. So first it will run this one. So once it will run, you will see your browser will be open. And then after this test case will run. But at the end, we are saying close the browser. So it will also close the browser at the end. So this time, and let me do one thing because we are having now two classes. One is this one, other is this one. So if I convert that into test.ng XML so that I can run all the test case at once. So I can say convert to test.ng, click on finish. So it has created test in the XML, right? So all our test cases are present inside this. If you see here, this is the package name, test cases dot create account test cases dot Amazon home test, right? And if I simply right click, run as test ng suite, it will simply run both the classes, right? And you will see one by one our test case will be invoked within a single click. So this is the importance of test ng. Here we have only two test cases, but you can have hundreds of test cases. So test ng will XML will trigger all the test case one by one. So you can see it has happened so fast. You are not able to see. You can see after that it will type washing machine. After that it will close. So washing machine it has entered. After that all the browsers are closing because I provided this annotation, right? So till now it is clear to everyone. You can see two test cases are passed.
Yes.
So if you face any difficulty, I will suggest you to just debug it, provide breakpoint each and everywhere, and after that you have to say debug as this one. So it will stop where you will put the breakpoint. So after that, sometimes suppose if I open this, I will put some more validation. Like this is the first test case. So if I open this, if I open Amazon website, I want to validate whether whatever the text you are seeing here is displayed or not correctly. So whether it should be correct name or not. Okay, so I have clicked it. Okay. So if I let me execute this. Okay. So let me start from here, writing some XPath of CSS. Div id equals to slash a1. So after that, so what I should have done instead of doing like this. So this is the correct XPath for this particular text, bestseller. So again, we got one more web element. So as this is a web element, I will write each and every locator here, just like we did it earlier. What I will say by bestseller equals to by dot path. Okay, and after that, provide one public method. So public void, or you can say web element. Here I am saying bestseller. So after that, I will say return driver dot find element bestseller. So after that, save it. So whatever the locator I will encounter in my web page, each and every, I will not write even a single locator here. I will simply call it. So now I want to call the locator Amazon dot bestseller dot. I want to get the text. So text will be fetched here. String text equals to now. Now there is one more. I will say string. Suppose this is our correct text. This is our correct text is like this best seller, right? This is our correct text. And after fetching the text, I'm just validating whether it is equals to this. So for that, I will use assertion, which we have already discussed in our test ng. So test ng has provided us assertion with the help of which we can validate whether our test case is working correct or not. So assert equals, I will say whether this text, so this is our actual, so I will say actual is equals to this one right hand side or not, which is correct text. If both are equal, which means everything is working correct. Otherwise, we will see how where it is failing, right? So as of now, it should fail. So if I run it again, so it has failed all the data. So that test case will pass, but now this test case should fail because the text I'm not getting is not equals to the which I have given. So it should fail there. So you can say it should fail. Let us see why it is failing. So you can say passed one, failed one, and problems. If I go to this one, console, you can see Java dot expected bestseller, but it is founding this, which means text is not correct. So we will be able to know that some issue is coming in our website. But if I say bestseller, it will pass. Best. If I say best seller, it will pass the test case. If I run it again, now both the test case will pass. So you can see this time both the test case will pass because the text we are getting is equals to the correct text. So only one test case has run. Let me check. Test run passes one. Okay, let me check test. So let me run it again. First this will run. This will run. Now this will run. It's a total of two test cases we are running. So you can say total test case run 2 passes 2. Earlier we are getting failure because I have provided the failure in assertion. Is it clear to everyone till now?
Yes.
Now we have done this, but I want to take the screenshot. So I hope we have already discussed how to take the screenshot, but I want to take the screenshot only when our test case will fail. Right? So suppose if this place, I will select this. Now this test case will fail again. So once the test case will fail, I want to take the screenshot of only that particular page. So how we can know that when our test case will fail, when our test case will pass? So for that, we will take the help of one concept which is called as the listeners in TestNG. What is the concept? It is called as listeners in TestNG. So what this mean? First, I will create one class inside this. So the class name will be right, and inside this class there is one interface. So I am saying that this class should implement one interface which is I test listener. So let me import the package, how it will going to help us. And here, as it is an interface, it will have some methods which do not have any body, because it is an interface. You can see here. So as it is an interface, so it will have some method. So as of now, you are not seeing the method. So right click and go to go to source, go to this one, implement method. So check box this and click OK. So these are the methods which will help us to, you can say, so many. If you want to perform some activity before starting the test, you can use this method. If you want to what define once the test case will pass, right? So what is the step you have to define once the test case will fail? So we are going to make use of this one as of now. Once the test case will fail, I will come here and perform some operation. And similarly, there are so many methods. And let me remove this all. So let us see which we require as of now. So now we are working with listener. So basically, if I write, suppose if I provide on test failure, right? So if I provide system.out.println hello, I will put a breakpoint here, right? Breakpoint one, breakpoint here, and I will fail the test case. So this is the test case. This one is not equals to this one this time, so it will fail. And one thing you have to do if you are using listener, so this is the where my listener is present. So go to the test.ng XML, and here you have to define where your listeners are present. Here I will say class hyphen name equals to where it is. So let me give some other package, input package name. Let me say factor rename. So let me give the package name as listener. In my test.ng XML, it is important to define where my listener class is present. Otherwise, you will not see. Listener will not going to help you. Then only it will come to the failed block. So if I say listener dot, this is the package name dot listeners package. So capital P, it is, you have to write the capital P here only. So after that, close the line. Now, after that, save it. What I mean to say, how listener will going to help us? Whenever test case will fail, I want to take the screenshot. So automatically, when any of the test case inside my test.ng XML will fail, you will see that your cursor will automatically come here, right? If I simply, I will debug the program this time. Debug as test.ng. Once our test case will fail, as of now, I have written one line, but I will write my taking a screenshot method here, right? So what I will do, let me again run it. You will see once our test case will fail. So now we are returning the driver. So test case number 1 will pass because we are not failing this one will fail if I run it. So now here you can see it will fail here at this particular point because best seller is not matching with this one. So if I run this, first it will come here again. Let me remove the breakpoint. And if I run it, this test case will fail. So now you can see after the test case is failed, you are coming to this particular block, right? So once our test case will fail, automatically listener will monitor it, and whatever the test case will fail, it can come here, right? If you want to, if I say result dot get method name. So if you want to know which method is failing, I can say string method, right? And if you see this again, if I run it one more time, run as debug as test engine. So we already see that our block is coming to that point once our test case will fail, and it is for all the test case which you will define in your test engine exam. not only for one. So now I will provide the screenshot code there. So first it should pass. That is not an issue. We are not failing it. But now the second test case will pause at that which line? This line. The method is saying on failure. So tell me that on when your test case will fail, what operations I have to perform? You have to tell me. So now after this, you can see we are now here. Okay, let me again run after that. So what is the method name we are filling? This is the method name. Keep in mind Amazon test case number 1. So if I run it after that, it will fail. And if you see that, what is the method name? This is the method name. Clearly it is telling that this test case is failed. And now I am coming to this particular block. So is it clear to everyone till now that why we are going to use the listener now?
Yes.
Now what I will do, I will call the whenever any of the test case will fail, I will call the you can say I will call the screenshot method, right? So first I will do one thing. I will provide a screenshot method inside our base class, because what are the files which we require by default many times, I am placing it in my base class. So inside our base class, let me provide one method. So this is one method, public static web driver, and the second method is this one. So let me copy the screenshot code. So this is the screenshot code which we have already seen. So let me copy it one more time from here. And here I am doing one thing if you want to see. So let me import it. Yeah, okay, so it should be. Why I am doing this, I will tell you in debug mode. So first I'm using one date class. So this date class will going to give me one date which is actual date, right? Actual date and time it will give me. And let me create one more variable. Static. The variable name will be string, this one. Now this will come here and let me import this file. So screenshot method we already seen. I've just placed three more lines of code, and what it will do, we will see. And if you see this, basically this will give me the actual date and time. And once I will get the actual date and time, so let me do one thing. Let me debug this program. Then it will be easy to understand. So what I will do here, and one more thing. Suppose this is the, if I come here, where is our listener class? Let me open from here. So this is basically our listener, right? So what will happen if I say takes? So let me do one thing. Let me extend this base class as well, because we have to use the inheritance. So extends base, and it will implement the. So now that screenshot method will also be available here. So if you see this method, what is the method name? The method name is this. And here this method is expecting the driver object, right? So I will create this. And here I will provide this. Now here if you see how to get the driver object, because once this test case will fail, this is the test case that will fail. No, not this one, this one. The test case which we are going to fail is this one. So now I want to get the driver, which is this one here. Where I have to get this driver? I want to get the driver here, so that I can pass my driver here, and now we can call this method. So for that, for getting the driver like this, there is one lengthy line which I will going to copy now. So you have to do it only once. Let me copy it. I have placed it here. So there is one line which is this one. Copy the line. That is a web driver. Again, I will create web driver equals to this one. So import the package. So basically what this line will do, this line will simply going to pull you the driver object of failed test case. So if this is the test case that will fail, I'm saying that once this test case will fail, so automatically we already seen in debug mode, your cursor will come here, right? And once this line will be invoked, this line, the driver belonging to that particular failed test case will be captured and placed into the variable which I have defined on the left hand side. So this line is little bit lengthy, right? So if you want to read what each method will do, just go inside this method and you can read it about, right? So what they are doing it. So anyways, it is only for once, right? So just paste this line, and now we will get the driver object, and I will pass the driver object here. So if I say driver, so now one error is coming. So you can say surround with try catch, and if it is coming, then it is saying initialize the variable. Okay. And here if I pass driver, again it will say to surround with try catch. So click this. Now what I will do, I will again place debugger here. Right, again I have put one debugger. Now I will try to run the test case in debug mode only. And let us put debugger here as well. I will put debugger here, right? So we will be able to see how it is capturing the screenshot and how what is this date class doing here. So now I will test ng debug as test ng soon. So now first test case passed and second will fail, but it will stop at the breakpoint. So now you can see we are here again. Now if I click this, as of now, no value is present in our driver. But now, once this line will invoke, you will see this will capture the driver object that this line will return. As of now, it is null. So if I invoke this, okay, so somehow it is not working. What is the error? Okay, so the reason why it is not giving is because the name is not driver there, right? If you see the name, I should have given the same name. It should be driver here as well. Then only it will give. So let me give driver everywhere. That will be better. Now save it and try to run again. This time we should get some value. So one error is coming. So now we will run it. So this will pass again. And this will fail. So once it will fail, we will again reach to listener part. So now we are here again. Now, if I run this, so now you can see this line. Once your test case will fail, this line has given you the driver object, which is coming from the failure test case, which is coming from this failure test case. Now, once we load that driver, so now this line will invoke. After that, you will see we are going to invoke this line. So let me put breakpoint. So now you can see we are here, and this is the driver, and that same driver will come here. That will help us to take the screenshot. So now if I breakpoint, click this. Now you can see we are here. So now it will give me actual date. So if I invoke this, what is the date as of now? The date is Saturday, April, this one, right? But what I have done, wherever I am finding this colon in the space, I am finding some space here and some colon here, right? I am replacing all the colon with dash. You can say underscore, and wherever I am finding space, I am replacing it with hash, because I am doing this because you cannot name any file with the space, right? If you want to rename your file, image file, with the space and colon, it will not accept. That's why I am replacing all the colon, and after that I am providing .png. So if I run this, now what is the name? You can see this is our image file name. As of now, screenshot is not taken, but once this line will take the screenshot and it will place here. So if I run this, it will take the screenshot. You can see the browser on the bottom is highlighting, which means it is taking the screenshot, and the screenshot will be placed in our file, which is this one. So it is taking some time in debug mode to take the screenshot.
Sumit,
Yeah,
user.dir, right? So, which path will this be actually?
yeah, I'm coming to that point. First, let me it is to take the screenshot.
And one more thing, can you explain that line in listeners package, the one right get class, you're typecasting it to driver, right?
Yeah, I'm coming to that point.
Okay.
So it is somehow taking more time. So now we are here. So this has taken the screenshot, right? So this is one screenshot we got. Now I will copy this screenshot to my local machine. So for that I'm saying this file utils.copy file, copy this to this. So what is this? System.getProperty user.dir. This will get me the path till the project level. So now we will get the path till our project level. So once we are here, I'm saying go to target folder. So this is right. So I think as of now target folder is empty. Let me refresh it. So basically, as we are working with TestNG, you will not see. Let me try to refresh. Refresh it. Okay, so target folder. So as of now, target folder is empty. Let me do one thing. So first, tell me whether these three lines are clear. What these lines are doing? Why I'm defining it like that? I'm using date class so that every time when it will take the screenshot will not be overwritten, right? Every time you will see the new screenshot, because the date will never be same in the seconds, right? Because it is also giving us in the seconds as well. So that's why even if it will take 10 screenshots, all 10 screenshots will be different, because the time is in seconds as well, right? Is it clear?
Yes.
So as of now, I'm debugging it with the help of TestNG, but you will see this screenshot placed in this file. I'm saying first come till this point. framework design. First come till this point, and after that, go inside target folder. So Maven generates all the files inside the target folder. Go to Surefire report, go to HTML, and provide the screenshot there. So if I simply run it with the help of Maven, so you can also run it from here as well. If you want to run from the command prompt, you can also do that. So run as Maven test. So if I run this, now you will see one screenshot will be present here in our target folder. After test case will finish execution. So there is a reason that I am placing all the file in this target folder. There is one reason, I will come to that point. Now I am running the test cases Maven test, not through the test ng. I think our test case will fail. Not sure. See, because if you see this form.xml, if you remember, we have done the same thing from our command prompt. If you want to run your test ng XML, first you have to provide your test ng XML path here. So to do that, first I will get that. So if you say Maven Surefire plugin. So first provide the test ng. Hello everyone, is my screen visible?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Now,
Yes.
Yeah.
Sharing. Yes.
Yeah.
okay, so I was talking about that we want to run with the help of Maven. First, let me get the Surefire plugin. So this I already get in the beginning, but after that I have to run the test in XML. So come down. So first click on usage and come down. Click on using test ng, and if you come down here, they have provided how you can use. So after the version tag, you have to provide this. Copy this and place it here. Right. So now I provided this. Now if I run Maven test, it will this test ng example. Now if I run it, So let me delete this folder as of now. You will see one screenshot there after the test execution will be completed. So it has started to run our test case. So now this test case will fail. So now after that, it will take the screenshot and place into our folder. So if you see what the path I have given, I have given this target. So let me first refresh our project. Refresh. So target surefire report. So open this target, open this surefire report. Inside HTML, there is one you can see. The date is coming with the correct whatever the date we have provided, and this is the screenshot. So similarly, if I suppose if I provide one more test case, suppose I will provide one test case, dummy test case I will provide. So let me create here only. It is like suppose cricket was. Just assume there is one more test case, right? And here if I say open the cricket was website, so let me not define here. Let me create new class. Let me one thing. If see, I'm not failing this test case, which is create account, right? So you are not seeing the screenshot. But if I fail it, suppose I will fail like this, assert dot assert equals. If I try to fail this test case, then we will see the screenshot of this test case as well. Now if I run it again, let me delete this. And if I run it again, run as Maven test. So I am running with the help of Maven because Maven generates each and every file inside this target folder. So this path, that is the reason I provided that path. So as of now, if I this time you will see two screenshots inside this HTML folder because both the test cases are failing now. So let us wait for that to finish. So now this test case will fail. You can say test failed. So now if I refresh it, refresh the project. Somehow not refresh. Okay, what is the issue? Let me check. Okay, so let me check where we are mistaken. Let me try to run one more time. If I come to run it again, let me try one more time. Earlier it was working fine. Let me check one more time. So again it is failing. Okay, let me check. Let me put breakpoint here again. Somehow this line is creating one problem. Let us check. Debug it. If I do like this, so this should fail and we should stop. Now what is some error is coming, I think. Okay, so what is the error? The reason why, so what this line will do basically, this line, whatever the test case will fail. So what the test case will fail this time, it is this one. This is failing because I have provided this at the end, not this one, this one. So now I want to get the driver object of this particular line. So again, you can see I have given some other name here. Let me change it back to driver. I am changing it to driver because here I am saying get me the driver objects. This line will simply give me the driver object. If you want to get what this each line will do, so simply go inside this, or you can read it from here only, right? What this class will do, or you can go inside it if you want to explore more, right? So you can keep on going. That is not an issue. But here the reason is I am saying that give me this driver variable, driver object. So the name should be same. So here I will define the name as same driver. So here as well driver, and here as well. I think everything we have made changes. So I think one more. This is the one. So I have been fetching this driver if our test case will fail. Now I will run it. This time it should work. Right click, run as Maven test. So Maven will generate each file inside the target folder. As of now it is empty, but this time we should see two screenshots present here. The screenshot will only be taken once our test case will fail. Otherwise, we do not want to take the screenshot. So after completion, let us see whether this will fail again. Okay, so you can see this time we do not get any random error, and this one as well. Both the test case will fail, and you should see two different screenshots present here. So now if I refresh my project, refresh it, you can see two screenshots came here. And what is the first one? This is the first one, right? Because this is the first test case it got failed. And what is the second one? Second one is this one, right? So whenever your test case will fail at particular point of time, you will see that screenshot. So this part is clear to everyone? How we are taking the unique screenshot every time?
Yes. With the help of date. Yes.
So the reason, so you can keep it any other place as well, screenshot. But the reason is we are now going to see how we can generate one report. So there is one concept of report so that we can hand that report to the client. So once I will generate that report automatically will generate here. And if your screenshot is also present at the same location, I will I will make sure that screenshots will be coming to that report only. So this is the reason I know that a report is going to generate inside this HTML folder. So make sure to place the same screenshot there as well. Otherwise, you will not see the screenshots attached to the reporter, right? So let us try to generate one report ng you can say. So if you for that you have to get two dependencies. One is type here report ng, search it, and click this first one. So basically, we are going to generate one report, and that report will going to have all our test case whether they are passed or failed, along with the screenshot. So first copy this and come to your form.xml. This is your form.xml, and inside this plugins management, not here, I think on the top, paste it. This is one, and the one more is, let me get it from here, which is this one. So these two will help you to generate your report ng HTML file, right? So let me take the latest one, copy again and paste it here. After that, you have to do one more thing. If you search here, report ng, let me open an original browser. So search it. If you go to their
Sir, screen gets stuck.
okay, let me share again. So is it
Yeah, now yes.
visible?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So if you come to this, there are so many websites you can explore. If you want to generate, first we have downloaded the jar file, and in your you have to place these two lines in your under the listeners tag. If you copy these two lines, you have to put only these two lines after you will provide the dependency, right? In the pom.xml that we have already got. Copy these two lines, copy it and place it here in your test ng XML. Okay, so let me copy it from Notepad. So somewhere here, this one. So these two lines you have to copy and place it on the top or bottom. That is not an issue, but you have to place like this. So now if you run your test case, one report will be generated. Let us check how it will generate. So let me run again Maven test. Run as Maven test. As of now, here, let us see where the report will be generated.
So Sumit, that listeners tag, right? So that is having the listener class that we created and the listeners which is required. That is the inbuilt listeners. That's what you, right? Okay.
So both will fail. So the reason why I'm providing is, if you do not provide this, your test ng examiner will never know that where these are present, right? So that you will not see any reporting there. So now you can see after that, automatically some files came. Earlier, only 2 screenshots were present. Now if I open this file, let me check where is the path of this file. Copy the path and hit this on Google Chrome or any other browser. So now you can see 2 test case we are having. If I click this is one test case. So this is the package name dot test case name. Right? Basically, I think this is the method name inside the class, and this is the class. Right? So both the test case fail, and if you click this, you will get to know why the test case has failed. Right? For the one test case, this is the reason the text is not matching. But for the other test case, the reason is expected true but found false, but found other thing. Right? Expected this but found this. So this is the one. But here no screenshot is present. So we have to write some code for that as well. After generating the reports, what we can do, if I from this one, let me go to listeners again. If I open this one, so I will place few lines of code here again. So after this, I want to capture the screenshot in the report as well. So for that, I will again copy some lines of code. I will simply copy these 4 lines, 5 lines, and place it here. So that reporter is coming from the dependency which we have placed. So what will happen? First, let me do one thing. Let me comment this line. So what we are trying to do here, I will just do one thing. Save it, put one breakpoint, and if you see this name, screenshot name, where it is present, I am saying class name dot variable name. Why we are able to call like that? Because in our base class, there is one variable which is static. So this is the static one, right? So this is the static variable. So I'm saying class name dot variable name. I'm calling here. So once a screenshot will be taken, I'm just fetching the name, and I'm just placing the name here, right? So what I will do, let me do one thing. Instead of writing it here, let me write a string name equals to base dot screenshot name. And I will write plus name here. Now, after that, same thing I will repeat here. I will debug at this point as well, so it will be clear. So this, what is this BR tag? It is basically, I will come to that point again. Let me first this name. Okay. So after that, if I save it, now what will happen? If I debug it again, let me debug like this. Debug as testing. So once our test case will fail, you will see how these are working. So by default, that index.html file, you can see it is generating here only by default. I have not given any path for the reporter. So make sure you are running as Maven test, otherwise you will not see the report there. So you can see first test case will fail. So once it will fail, where we are going to reach here, right? Now it will take the screenshot again. We already see. Now, after taking the screenshot, we will reach to the line number 62. So let us get here, there. If you see this, after I click this one, and this one. So what is the screenshot name? This is the screenshot name, right? So let me copy this and place it here, right? So this is our screenshot name for the first test case, and after that it will take the screenshot and we will reach to line number 62. So now we are here. Now in our reporting file, what is our reporting file? It is nothing but index.html. I'm saying I will capture the screenshot, so you will see that text. Whatever the text you will write like this, you will see in your test case, right? And after that, I'm saying grab the name. This line will simply call that variable and place the name here, right? So that same name for the same test case. You can see both the names are same. Both the names are same, right? Along with .png. So now this file will go inside this report.ng file, and you will see after that I'm saying change the line. So what this change the line? Because once your screenshot will be placed in the reporter, right? So after that, if I click this, after this one, this will simply place that .png file in our reporter, right? So that is the reason I'm placing screenshots and the file in the same folder. Otherwise, it will not generate the report for you. And after that, it will change the line. What is this BR? I will come when I will click the uh, you can say screenshot. It will open in the separate window. And here at the last line, I am giving some height and width of the image. So this is how we are doing. And if I now run it, let me run it one more time. This time we are running as Maven test. So you have to provide these 4 lines. Let us see whether we are going to get it or not. So this test will fail. And this test case will also fail. And we should see the screenshot in our file. Let us see whether it. So first let me refresh the. Now this is our index.html file. Try to open it. Hit enter. Now if I click it, again you can see these lines are printed like the way I have defined, but you can see no screenshot is present here, right? The lines are printed, but no screenshot is present here. So to print the screenshot, you have to set one flag. There is one flag. So if you want to read about this flag, you can Google that line. So if you set it to false, then only it will allow you to take the screenshot. So set it to false. By default, it will so it will simply print all the line. But if you set it to false, now if I run it again one more time, this time we should see the screenshot. Let me try to run again. Even if you delete this target, let me delete this HTML folder because I will generate it again. So this test case will also fail. Now we should see our report. Let me refresh the project. refresh it. This is HTML folder. So path will be same every time. I should have refreshed it here only. So now you can see the screenshots of each and every test case are present here, right? So you can say create account test. So that particular, if I click this, what will happen? See, if you see one tag placed here, this is BR tag. So due to this tag, if I click my image, it will be open in other window. If I click this, it will be open in other window. Similarly, if I click this, it will be opened in another window, right? So you are clearly able to see that why it is failed here, right? Might be some issue, so you will be very sure if you hand this report to the client that why it is failed, right? Are you getting it?
Yes.
So let me open one more website and check whether this screenshot is coming on. For that, I will create one more test case, which is new class. It is bus test, and here I will simply copy all the lines again. So copy from here to here. In the cricket bus test extends base, again I am using inheritance concept. So if someone will ask you that tell me where you are using the inheritance concept in your uh, in your framework, so you can tell this that we are having one base class and all the other classes are extending the base class. So here I am using the inheritance concept. So if I now paste it, let me change it. This time it is CRIC bus test case, and here I will open cricket bus. Let me open cricket bus website. So copy it, driver.get. Let me fill the test case. I will say assert. So I will fill the test case so that it will take the screenshot, right? It will take the screenshot, and I will do one thing. I will pass one test case. So let me pass this test case. You will see this screenshot will not be taken if the test case will be passed. Let me comment this. Now if I run it, one more thing. This test case is not present in your test in the XML. So make sure to provide that name here. Copy this. Last name equals to test cases dot request test. Otherwise, it will not generate accurate result. Provide it here. Request test. Now, if you try to run, sorry, not this way, because it will not generate. Because test engine generate each and every file within the test output folder. But we are working with Maven. That's why we have to run as a Maven test. Then only we will see the report. Maven test. Only two screenshots should be present here this time. One is cricket bus, and the other one is this create account test. So this will fail. This will also fail. Sorry, not this one. Okay, this will also fail. Okay, so some I think error is coming there. No such field exception. Okay, so I should have written annotation public. This we have to write. Run it again. Okay. I think one more test is left, so it will also run. But this will pass because if you remember, I have removed that exception line. So this will pass. You will not see this screenshot in your report. Now if I refresh it, go to HTML. Copy this. Let us see what screenshots we got this time. So you can see total 2 test cases are failed. You can clearly see here, and 1 test case got passed. If I click on this test, you can see green means your test case is passed, but these 2 test cases are failed. If you want to see where it code failed, so click this. It will open in the separate window. So this is how you can keep on adding the test case, and once your test case will fail, automatically it will capture the screenshot at any place. Is it clear?
Yes.
So we will see rest of the part tomorrow. Till then you can try this.
Sir, can you please share the folder for extended project if you are not informed?
Which folder?
This project folder.
Yeah, I will share whole project in the Telegram group after the class.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
tomorrow at what time can we again have 5 or 4? 5 or little bit early?
Little bit early. Can we complete it little bit early?
What time? Everyone. So 4 people joined, so I will go with them.
All are compatible at 3 p.m.
At
At 3 p.m. If all are compatible.
let me know everyone.
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
I am fine for 3. Yeah,
Okay, so tomorrow 3
Okay.
p.m. Okay.
sure.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So thank you everyone. We'll try to complete this activity before 3 p.m. So if you have any doubt, you can ask. Right? I will share the code after that.
Okay, sir. Yeah. Okay.